So hey guys, sorry I haven't been making YouTube videos. It's been kind of hectic with school and college apps and stuff, but decided to make a video this week that is going to be a pretty personal video that explains what I went through during high school. And everyone has their own trials and tribulations in high school, obviously. Kind of just wanted to share mine. I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to dive in. So freshman year, I'm playing volleyball. I make the freshman team. There's freshman A and B, and I made B. So I barely skidded by on that. Felt that I was making a lot of friends, and it was a good feeling to, be friends with them inside and outside of school. Turned out, about halfway through the year, the team was no longer really a family, after the season ended. There's just a lot of talking behind girls' backs. Obviously, that's just a given, but there's just a lot of it, and a lot of it I found out, later on was aimed toward me. Just what people wanted to talk about was that I was different and not exactly like them, so they didn't really like that. And there's just a lot of drama with that, and once I found out about it, it hurt. It hurt really, really bad at first. Wondering, I've never done anything to you or talked bad about you ever, and you're still doing that. Like, it just made no sense to me as a little 15-year-old, like how girls could be so malicious. But sophomore year comes, still playing volleyball. I actually make the starting JV team. I was one of the only DSs that my coach played, so that was a really good feeling to me, to feel that I was an important asset of the team. So I joined track that year, but that was more of a side sport. And the drama continued with the volleyball team, and it was getting to the point that I was like, I cannot handle this anymore. Two of my best friends were in the volleyball team, and I told them at the end of the season, I was like, I can't do it. I'm quitting. And, obviously that upset them, but they understood because there's so much drama. I quit volleyball, went straight to only track. Developed so much as an athlete just through the track program. So freshman and sophomore year, I didn't really have a good concept of friends, because what I had known to be my friends talked bad about me, just kind of excluded me from a lot of the stuff that they did. So I would kind of turn to social media stuff, turn to Twitter. I started using that a lot more often. My sophomore year, suddenly I accumulated all these followers from my school, from different schools in the district that I was in, from different schools all around the city. It was just this new idea of people like what I have to say. Like, well, that's interesting. I had one of the the most followers that anyone in my grade had. Maybe I don't need that group of people that I used to hang out with. Maybe I kind of just rely on myself and see where that gets me. Then sophomore year summer comes, and I meet my best friend Ashton. She's a year older. She went to another school in the district, but we met on Twitter, so that's kind of sad. DM'd each other. We were like, hey, let's go to Whataburger. So we did, and we went to Whataburger and then Target, just being stupid. First time we ever hung out. And after that, it was just, we were pretty much inseparable. That summer was the best summer of my life thus far. So I go in there into junior year, and I'm only doing track. There's a lot less drama, because I figured out that you don't need a huge group of friends to satisfy your happiness. You need maybe one or two, maybe just one. I had like maybe 2 or 3 people that made me truly happy. Junior year went by, and things just started changing in me. I just wasn't the same Kate that everyone knew. I think I was more distant. I was trying to be something that I wasn't. And then New Year's came. I got in a lot of trouble during New Year's, more than I want to explain right now. But I did get in a lot of trouble during New Year's. January of 2014 was the hardest month of my life. That was the first time I had ever contemplated, what it would be like to not be here, to just go away. I had previously had some tension with the track coach back in like October of junior year because I was being stupid and partying, and she caught me and worked my way back out of it. And then New Year's came, I got in more trouble, same thing. Instead of having someone telling me, like someone did in October, I went up to my coach and I sat her down and I said, "Coach, I screwed up. This and this and this happened. I don't think I belong on this team anymore." And she said, "No, I don't think you do either." She was very graceful about it, and so I got kicked out of track. One of the only really good things in my life was just taken away from me. February 3rd comes, and I asked my parents, I was like, I just want a gym membership because I needed an outlet. I needed to get rid of all this excess teen angst that I had. I started working out every day for hour and a half, sometimes 2, and that really helped to kind of put my life back on tracks. And I know that sounds so cliche, but working out is such a big deal for me, and I guess that kind of like was like, okay, you're fine, like you're gonna live, like it sucked for a month or 2, but now you're back on. And I was right. One of the other social media outlets that I found was Vine. I immediately just became obsessed with it. I would Vine almost every day, and they tended to get a lot of positive feedback, and it just grew and grew and grew, and I got in the yearbook for one of my Vines because it got like over 500 revines. I liked knowing that I was making people laugh, and it's actually funny. Since I've been using it, I've had people come up to me and at my school, or some people at other schools just come up to me and tell me that they think my Vines are hilarious, and that's so humbling to hear. As cliche as it sounds, social media outlets actually helped me anyway. So this past summer, going into senior year, it was a very calm summer. I was never bored. I always had something to do. I was just with friends all summer. I made great new friends. It was a good time. And then August 18th came, and my best friend Ashton, that's when she left for college. She's going to college in Oklahoma. I live in Texas. Kind of far. It's definitely one of the harder things that I've ever had to experience, is letting your best friend, go. That was hard. But now I'm here in senior year, loving every second of it. I don't have all the answers to high school just because, I'm a senior in high school, but this video is not for the people that think they have all the answers. This is for the kids that just feel kind of lost. They don't really know who they are or what they want to be or why they are treated a certain way. I was different. My first 2 years of high school, I was kind of the reject. I was kind of the outsider because I didn't think the same way as the rest of my so-called friends. I didn't dress the same way. I didn't act the same way. I didn't have the same sense of humor. I didn't go the same places. I was an outsider. But now I've found kind of people in different cliques that I click with. I don't have a certain clique that I'm always with. A variety of people that I am close with now. And that's a really good feeling. This is my advice to any incoming high schoolers or any high schoolers now that, were kind of like in the same situation as me. It gets better. You just have to wait it out. It's gonna suck for a while, but don't let that peer pressure of having no friends or very minimal change who you are. Because once you get out of high school, what made you different is going to be used for something great. You just have to wait it out. There's so much waiting for you after high school. Just don't give up and don't change yourself. That's the last thing you want to do.